Hi, and welcome to my Sweetwater playthrough of Pop-Up Dungeon. I'm Icon, and we're going to conquer this story together in a quite quick way. I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as I can, and this series is mainly aimed to show you how to reach that sweet reward at the end of the story. Well, I don't want to say as quick as possible, but quite quickly. We're going to build together a party which is able to tackle it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the charm set, which I prefer, and of course we're going through all the gameplay, and I'm trying to be as helpful and entertaining as I can along the way. And if you like this kind of content, there's a subscription button which helps me a lot by doing more content for you, and you also can turn on some notifications if you want to stay updated. But that's nothing you need to do. All I want you to do is have some fun with me. So I'm going to keep this party quite basic. I really like to use Magnor. Magnor is a very versatile and strong person in general. He's very tanky and his damage is intermediate, but seriously, you can use somebody who's who can tank a blow or two. Going to be quite classy and stick with Orin, but I'm going to use his Sky Mage build because I really like that one. That's one of my favorite builds for him, and you're probably going to notice why. So now we got a damage dealer with long range and a tank with short range, mundane damage and magic damage. I really like to mix up my damage types as much as I can because it makes life so much easier.
What is this?
As next person, I'm going to pick up Anon, the internet troll, who's a mundane mind controller. So we're having two long-range persons.
What is this? Pickup group?
I really like Anon. You're going to understand why afterwards. So we have long range, short range. So either I'll take somebody for the damage now with short ranges or medium ranges. It depends on the taste. We have two mundane damage dealers already, so I prefer a magical damage dealer here. It makes things just a lot easier. So sadly, Remainder is out of the game then because he's a mundane damage dealer. I think I'm going to run in this scenario with my good old friend Mason. Nah, he's not not good as damage dealer. I want a real damage dealer for this scenario. Sarge would be nice, but he's a mundane damage dealer as well. So who are we going to pick here? Hard decisions right now. So Ricky is also mundane. X is mundane. There's so few magical damage dealers that are on a medium range. Well, let's stick with Wolfric, why not? We're going to be a quite tanky crowd, but I like that setup. Okay, so I'm going to get over the charms real quick. So for this playthrough, I tried to make a quite basic charm setup. These are all silver, no uniques included. And except for this one, I wasn't able to bring up a silver one of the Life Siphon charm, but it's one of my favorites. Life Siphon charm gives your characters, like you see here, 93% of the damage I deal, I get back as healing, and it's really powerful. And apart from that, I run a speed charm. Speed increases your initiative and the number of action points you get per turn. I love that stat. And a pure initiative charm. With this combo, most of the time my party acts first, and followed by a flat health charm, because it's always good to just pick up some more meat on the bone. And lastly, a silver charm of purging, which purges debuffs per round. This is also something I really love because, well, you're going to see why along the way. And of course there are other options you could take. I rolled up a few silver charms before we began to talk about. A imbue kill charm is something I wanted to talk about because it's so nice, because this thing just gives you a percentage to kill your enemies per damage dealt. Flat. Whatever you do it. I really like this one. It's a gamble, but sometimes it's a very good gamble. So sadly I don't have too many silver charms left, so the others are all a higher level. So where was the one I wanted to talk about apart from So, of course, more initiative. This is the bigger setup. Yeah, healing received. That's one of them. This is also a very powerful charm because every source of healing gets imbued by that by a lot. And the others are all unique charms. I don't want to talk about unique charms too much. We've already spent enough time with the preparations. Let's run towards Sweetwater. I really like to run parties of 4. Of course, you can take other parties. But what I really like to emphasize is it's really quite important to mix up your damage sources. Have some source of magical and mundane damage on your party, or it's really going to be a problem for you. So the quest itself is... this person here is ill, and we got to cure him from this malady. I don't want to cover the story too much, because the story is great and awesome and very lengthy, and I don't want to keep these videos too long. So we're going to promise Breivik that we're going to fetch up the cure for his illness, and then off we go. So here's some more story behind that, and now we're hunting the T-Owl, which is the creature which brings the cure for the disease. The story in this game is something you can follow, but you can also just click forward until you hit some skill challenge. That's the funny part about it. So I'm speeding up the combat a little bit more because, well, I want to get some content per episode. So here we have a pack of wild animals. I really like to check out their skills. Here goes Headbutt. Enemy targets hostile ability at you, push 9 away from you. So every one of my melee attacks will be quite useless here. So Orin and Anon have really high ranges, so they can just stand here. Magnor and Wulfric should be standing back here. Alright, let's go. So, Orin's skill set. We have Finger of God, which stuns a target for 1 turn immediately. Levitates it, which is more a benefit because it disables any ground fields you would use, and it deals a damage over time effect during the next turn. I really like that one, and you'll see why. Rolling Thunder is just a flat-out damage with the interesting drawback that its range is 5 to 10. That means if you're having a range of 4, you're not going to be able to attack that. So it looks like, well... Long story short, if something is too close, you can't hit it with that. So we couldn't, we couldn't target the elk from here. We need to take a distance, which is exactly the minimum distance. That's a little bit whack about the spell, but there's almost always some target back there which you can hit. And the last skill is Tempest, a little damage skill which launches your target away from you, which basically is the perfect setup for the Rolling Thunder. If something is in your face and not attackable by Rolling Thunder, Tempest first, shove it back, Rolling Thunder afterwards, control it with a Finger of God afterwards. Orin brings not only damage, but a lot of control into your party with his Sky Mage setup. That's why I like it so much. And Wulfric here is trapped in the props. You can use the Plague Touch or any other skill which doesn't really do damage but can be targeted at a person to destroy props wherever you need to. So let's start whacking the elk. And due to the stun, the reaction skill of that thing is disabled as well. And we're good to go. Damage over time kills it off. Enemy's turn. Destroying some props. Magnor goes with his reaction skill and... oh, some jumpies. But overall, the props here saved me. We only had some major damage from the elk. The mountain lion did a little bit of something. Alright, so here goes Anon. Flame Post, range 1 to 10. Insane ranges on most of his skills. Mind damage on your enemy, but boosts the power of your enemy. Well, it's a Flame Post, so there's power in the anger here. Okay, so just Trollin is one of another Anon's skills, which is a little bit weird at the first glance. You detaunt and taunt your enemy. Detaunting makes it impossible for the target to attack the person which has detaunted him. taunt makes it impossible to target anything else but the person that has taunted you. So you trap your enemy in a situation where he can't do anything. He could only attack you, but at the same time the skill disables the ability to attack you. I think that is a wonderful controlled skill. I love it. Although I really didn't understand it in the beginning. So now we got the basics of our team almost down. I didn't talk a lot about Wulfric and Magnor. Oh, let's talk about them too. So Wulfric is, well, an anti-paladin, I would say. Well, Shadow Knight it is here. His skill set works like this. You're having the Harm Touch, which deals a tremendous amount of damage to an enemy, but inflicts yourself with a damage over time effect. So, here we go. Now I have this effect on me, and that's why I have Plague Touch. With Plague Touch I can pass over debuff potencies to the enemy, and this time, this way, I transferred the damage over time effect to my enemy, and that's Wulfric's basic combo. So it's really, really strong, because not only does he have a really nasty damage skill, I mean 67% of your max HP. That's always 2/3 of your max HP getting destroyed by one skill. And he's even able to fling the damage over time back, so it's more damage, and whatever debuffs land on Wulfric won't stick too long.
That's 33 kinds of leet.
Alright, so Magnor, I guess Magnor is not too hard to explain. I just got distracted by the items here. Okay, so our first combat is through. Let's check out the level. I'm going to get over Magnor's skill set during the next level real quick, just in case that it might be helpful to anybody what I'm thinking here. Alright, first level done. And, oh, we got an improve your aim skill. So, I really do like to have the range increases on people like Magnor here. I put it onto the chop skill because now he's able to attack most guys which have a reaction skill which triggers on close range. There's a plenitude of reaction skills which is only triggering right in front of enemies. In this way, done. He's still a melee character, but he can outrun these things. And I really, really like that. What's Headbutt? That's the push away thing. Well, I don't like that one. You can always sell things if you don't like them, and I strongly advise you to do so. Alright, so we're going to have a little skill check here. And we failed it. So, there's always a number of achievements hidden in every adventure, and like I said, I won't cover the story too much because we now hunt that T-Owl and that should be enough. I just want to give you guys an incentive to play the game yourself and read the story yourself. Alright, so now we're camping. You can now decide if you forage for shrooms or cook something or hunt. We're going to go for a hunt here. And
here comes the maelstrom.
Alright. Let's get going here. So, where we run into a wounded pack of animals, the story tells you why.
First we fight.
And here goes the same strategy like before. I put up my frontliners here and the high range people and right back to them. And let's see what Anon can do. So flame post on that one and just Trollin on the other one. Really cool about just Trollin is now every of the reaction skills is disabled now because all reaction skills could also be only aimed at Anon, and, well, it's not a thing anymore. So let's kill off the enemies. And Magnor's skill set is very, very straightforward. We have one skill to attack people. We have one skill to taunt people, which is roughly T-shaped. And we have one skill that gets activated if somebody's moving in Magnor's vicinity, dealing moderate damage and decreasing the mobility very heavily, which results in them not moving too much anymore. A very simple yet solid and versatile skill set, which I really learned to like a lot. So I'm going to disable as many enemies as I can. There we go. So, yeah, okay. Don't like it to sacrifice a whole attack for an enemy almost dead, but whatever. So 2 of these guys are already disabled. We only have to take care of 1 wolf. This way, with this combo of control and life siphon, most of the time it's quite easy to stay on top of your enemies. Since I have a lot of initiative and speed to boot with, most of the time I get to act before my enemies. So I really like this kit overall. It's very simple to play. It's not too demanding in terms of charms or anything, yet it feels very, very powerful. But it has some downsides, of course, so we're going to get over those later. Lake touching away that self-debuff. Mountain Lion tries to reach Anon somehow, and you see this combat turns into a comedy here. Boom, done. Alright. Ooh, a Viking shield, nice. So here we get a new skill for Magnor. Now he's even able to stun people by target. So what do we have here? Blood Scythe, Body Power. Is that of any interest for you? Oh yeah, he does actually have a... This is Body Power. Plague Touch. This little icon is Body Power. I really hope that the devs will one day take some time to make these icons a little bit more... well, I don't want to say descriptive, but a little bit easier to read, because especially those damage types are a little bit finicky to read out, to put it into friendly words. Those icons could be a little bit larger. So, Boar Gore. Alright, it's a push away skill with which is earth-based damage. I'm going to sell off that away. I really don't like to cram in skills into my skill bar that I don't need.
When's the feast?
There we go. So we got 1 skin. These things here are all parts of the story, but these stories in this game work mostly like you can't follow the story, and if you do so, you're on a good way to earn achievements. But if you don't want to care too much about the story, you just need to take those decisions that lead you to the next adventure, and you should take care to keep a rough understanding about what's happening around you. But apart from that, if you don't feel like a lot of reading or such and just want to play those stories for whatever reasons, that's how it works somehow, like you see here. I mean, to some degree, I already know that story. That also works, so... Just trolling also destroys props. But for some reason, sometimes... the automatic targeting wants to attack your teamies, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. So this is one of those situations where my high initiative does exactly nothing for me, because the enemies are spawning so far away from us that I'm not even able to use Anon's skills to my benefits. But at the same time, it's no bad thing to just wait it out. As you see here, my teamies accumulated very high amounts of action points, so we're now able to act even more often, so it's not bad. Just doing my thing here. Don't mind me. So, and as you notice here, Wulfric took a lot of damage, but with his own attacks he immediately he immediately negated that quite completely. Let's shield bash that wolf. Bam, stunned. And taunt. So, with 2 tanks in front, Orin and Ainen are very easily able to stay safe here. Our enemies are having a very hard time in approaching us at all. So, flame posting, trolling, and that's just your basic skill set, you know. It's even getting worse from here. So, this elk will fire me backwards, so I'm not even going to try to approach that guy. So I'm just moving Magnor up here. And keep wailing away with these spells. Finger of God is sadly a spell which has a limited amount of uses, so at some point the fun's over, sadly. Alright, there we go. So... this is one setup for a party which I really played a lot and enjoy it a lot because it feels very, very strong and versatile. Oh, whoopsie, that was the wrong button. So there we go. So due to the upgrade, Magnor is able to... no, well, not a... no, bad example. Forget what I was saying. Alright, there's a lance. If you moved 5+ piercing damage. No, I don't use piercing damage. Life Taker, we already have that one. Crossbow, no needs, thanks. So, here's a reward thingy. Ooh, skill books. I love that. Alright, so ability cooldown reduction is very, very cool. Amount of uses is also very nice. Let's see. Conserve AP, that's also very good. Alright. So, reducing the cooldown of... wait a sec. We don't have anybody... that's unusual. I've never had that before. Okay, so turns out nobody was able to reduce his cooldowns anymore. Whoopsie daisy. So we're going to... oh, that was stupid. There was a book to increase the amount of charges. Well. I don't want to transform into a bear, thanks. As funny this proposal might sound, no thanks. So, it would be, of course, more intelligent to not only hunt here. So, basically, this phase of the adventure is always being like, you need to cycle through the phases of the adventure. And here we go. The difficulty of the adventure is always flowing across how long you play it and with what kind of charms you start. So, to make it as easy as possible, you should actually start without any high-ranking charms. The higher the rank of your charms, the higher the base difficulty of the combats is. So this is one of the more nasty combats. Spitfires are our first real dangerous enemies. As you can see here, they even are acting before parts of my party. So I don't think I'm going to be able to destroy anybody of those before, but luckily I can stun one of them, so boom. I'm not going to attack the stunned target further, because I want to focus away the one that will act, if possible.
I'm in.
So, there we go. Since I fast-forwarded here a little bit too much, Spitfires can use Fireball twice, which is a direct damage, which is quite decent, and a damage over time. And they have the Fan the Flames ability, which is a follow-up. If you take at least 32 fire damage per turn, you can incinerate your target for 580. And this is 700 damage in one go. And if they have enough ability points, they can pump in 2 firebolts and Fan the Flames afterwards. Spitfires are this combat here is I always feel like the real first hard combat. So here I use Ainen to do my magic trick to disarm that guy. So there we go. I'm going to stun this fellow. Boom. And we're going to stick with him here. Taunting is not necessary. Taunting a stunned target is not really doing anything. So, to my great relief, the Spitfires are very vulnerable against controlling effects. So they are not resisting any of them stuns or whatever. So now they're just dying. But if you don't keep these guys under control, they can easily annihilate a large portion of your squad in one turn.
I'll keep it safe.
So a flame orb, well, it's disabled because he's wielding a two-handed weapon, but well, it fits the mage.
They tell me paper is worth a
Back
lot in
defense.
the future.
Yeah,
Fancy
whatever.
that.
Back defense increases your defense against everything which is hitting you from your back. So, first checkpoint reached. Now you can decide if you want to go home or go towards Sweetwater. Going home lengthens the adventure and gives you more opportunities to get deeper into the story, while the way towards Sweetwater is a more direct way into the adventure. So we're getting some beast people here. So I'm telling them that I might be ill. And we can now either fight it or try a skill check. Let's try if we can convince them.
I hope I've earned your sub today.
There we go. So I even get a one of them gnolls to join me with that move. Ah, the move was to get one of them gnolls to join me. Like I said, I'm not reading the part of the story here right now because this is more about how to solve the combats and not about how to solve the story. Alright, so the funny thing about this gnoll is he's going to stick with us until he dies. So as far as I remember, you can keep him across several combats if you manage to do so. Alright, let's put him into the back of this party here. This also makes the combat a lot easier, and wow, look at that attack. The thing here was the goblin used a earth attack, and the Sky Mage setup of Orin is very, very vulnerable against earth attacks, so you get the idea. Alright. So the goblin upgraded his power now, so we should really, really kill that guy this turn. So there we go. Yeah, I need to get rid of that condition, or it's going to thwack me next turn. So something which is a little bit unintuitive to begin with. So Ainan's skill here, to explain it, the VPN skill does the following. It transfers 51% of the damage to the nearest enemy. So long story short, and as long as Ainan has some ability points, he's only going to take half the damage, because he's going to give that to somebody else, and that's a really, really nice thing. Yeah, sure, guard Ainan, why not? Guarding is taking a part of the damage, which is going to hit your ally. So we de-taunted him, but we didn't taunt him. All right. So, but I hope that I'm going to be able to be... Alright, this is not going too well right now, but I think we should be still fine. Alright. Let's taunt that guy. So this is the first harder combat here, but we're still in control. I think I mainly underestimated my enemies here. So the difficulties here were mostly on me. I didn't expect them guys to be that hard. Alright, Fenrir Boots. Leaping Smash, a jumping skill which ends in damage. Wonderful. So with these items, my teammates are getting more and more strong. Alright, wonderful.
This is a good haul.
Plus initiative, wonderful. Who do I want to act first? I'm going to put that down into Orin, because Orin is the person with the most, well, it would be Ainen or Orin. So we're going to either keep him, or, wait a sec. No, we can send him off, or, I see. We're going to send him off, of course. Here we go. Because I'm not that kind of person. Okay, so we got one more fight, and then I think it's time to make a break for this series here. So, a pack of vultures. Let's check them out. It's always worth checking it out, especially if there's only one enemy. Entity kills other entity. Then they get some really, really large AP and healing and max health boost. So, okay.
Here comes the maelstrom.
That's quite annoying, but I think I'm going to put them down like that.
It's your boy.
And the goblin nuking away Orin in the last fight during the first turn was, I guess, one of my largest downfalls. Alright, so let's do Ore Magic. This guy here is pretty much out of combat now. And we're going to keep chopping here. Oh yeah, I do like the idea of stunning them. And yeah. So I'm not really too interested in attacking the enemy which is under control by Magnor, by Ainen. So I'm just going to well, yeah, let's kill up that thing that Magnor had under control here. There we go. Yeah, why not?
Everyone?
And we're of course not stunning a already disabled target. Sometimes the game just likes to give you such calls. No. Alright. So this guy is disabled. And one enemy is able to act. But last fight showed very nicely the downside of that build. It is, in itself, very fragile. As soon as one part of the party breaks up, a lot of the performance drops quite heavily. And that means these guys are best served as a team, and as soon as somebody is not working anymore, it gets quite dangerous quite quickly. Alright, so Shadow Frost here. Harm Touch, out of charges. Oh man. Really would love to have more of those. So here we just transfer that damage over time from the skill there to the vulture, and there we go. So it's either super easy or super close with these guys, I'd say. Alright. So to give you some informations about the phase that I really cut short here in the adventure, the forest gives you the opportunity to collect items which you need for some of the achievements and story parts deeper down the road, and you can find things you need there to give you an idea what we missed there. Alright, so this fight, as you have noticed, was not worth mentioning basically, but we got some nice orb. What's here? Air power, oh yeah. But also health. I'm going to pick up the health here first. Dark power, yes please.
Do you accept Bitcoin?
Energy power. Because it's a little bit
Not bad either.
weird to understand. There's physical power, that's slashing, piercing, blunt damage, elemental power, earth, wind, fire, all these things, lightning, and energy power, that's mind and light and dark. So energy translates into all these more metaphysical powers, I'd say.
That's 33 kinds of leads.
And mind is a more specified version of energy. As you see here, it's wonderful to show. The basic power comes in a scaling of plus 10. The specified power comes in a scaling of plus 13, and the ultra specialized power comes in a scaling of plus 20. So, mind power, of course, is all Ainan's department, and I'm going to give a lot more to him if I can. But I also want to buff Wolfric a bit. And those HP, they don't get they don't go into my tanks bellies, they go into my more vulnerable people. Alright, my friends, it's time to say goodbye for today. This is the end of episode 1. Let's check it out. Entity kills other entity. Yeah, I want that for it. That's cool. And we're going to finish the story in the next episode or such. I don't know. We're going to bury somebody here. And thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure. I think we could be able to finish that in the next episode, possibly. But whatever might be the case, feel free to leave me a comment down below about what you were thinking. I'm just clicking here for the story. And also, if you want to, leave me a like or a subscription if you want to help me and my channel a little bit more and stay notified. You know what to do. There's the button. So, apart from that, no matter what you do, I wish you a wonderful time, a wonderful day, and I hope we're going to see each other for more Pop-Up Dungeon. And I'm going to fast forward the story towards either the next fight or Sweetwater. See you then. Bye-bye.